Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So excited to have you guys here. Hello and welcome again. My name is Liz. I'm the customer engagement coordinator here at Wodify. Very excited to have Proven's Nick and Dwight with me today to help teach you all about their programming that ensures athletes year-round progress and really allows you the time to grow your business and elevate your community. So before we dive in, just a few Zoom things to note before we get started. If you look on the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat, Q&A, and reactions tab. So for chat, I'm going to be throwing some things in there throughout this. So feel free to use that as a space to interact with us and the other owners on the webinar today. For Q&A, please submit questions in there throughout the webinar for Nick and Dwight to answer, and then they'll go over those toward the end. And also during Q&A, we'd love for you to use the raise hand feature. So in that reactions tab, as pictured here, if you navigate to that tab and click raise hand, that'll let us know when you have a question or comment, and we can actually unmute you and you can talk to us live. If you've been to a webinar before, you know that we love doing that. We love hearing your voices. So please feel free to chime in if you have any questions. But with that, I will pass it to Nick to take the stage, introduce him and Dwight, and get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz. So welcome everybody that is here that may already be on our program for the Proven Affiliate track. You may be interested in it. I think this is going to be a really cool opportunity for us as we are brand new to Wodify to kind of explain what we do, what we offer. We've got Coach Dwight here, who is actually the head of global affiliates for our brand. This has been something that we've worked really hard on over the last year. We've got a lot of new offerings for gym owners, just not from a business standpoint, but obviously from a coaching and developmental standpoint as well. He's going to dive into a lot of that. But we do want to make sure that you guys feel like you can be in a very open and communicative environment for this today. So if you guys do have questions, please stop us. We like to do Q&As as we talk. So please let us know if in real time you want to ask any questions regarding anything that we're talking about. And for now, I'll hand it over to Dwight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dwight. I'm head of our global affiliates for Proven Fitness. I've been with Proven since 2021, heading up developing the affiliate programming. And I've been a gym owner and ran a gym for 8 years prior to that. So I've been with CrossFit and in CrossFit from 2012 up to now. So now it's rolling on 12 years. One of the things that I would say is that I definitely love OG CrossFit, but I've kept up to date and then keep learning as we grow in terms of the methodology and what we're kind of trying to offer our gyms by listening to gyms, working with them. And that's really been our process, is making sure that we're just trying to really meet gyms where they're at in order to get you more clients, keep those clients in and keep people enthused, and seeing results with less injuries is really kind of like at the heart of what our programming approach is and what we're trying to do for your gym culture. One of the best things that I've seen lately is we have gyms that are switching to us that say that they're getting members back because they're hearing that the programming is more excited, they're seeing better results, and they're not getting injured in the gym. And breaking down those barriers of people being afraid to come into the gym is kind of one of those things that I think is a huge barrier in a lot of CrossFit gyms and functional fitness alike. So that's where we really lean into our program style. And I'll take on a lot of this. And like Nick said, I'll be very open-ended. So if you guys have questions, I can definitely answer questions as we go, but I definitely want to provide kind of a clear outlook of what we can do and what we think third-party programming does for your gym to be able to help you grow it in the way that you need to, and really create it as a quality business that keeps bringing more members in and keeps those members in for longer periods of time. So that return on investment on each customer that you bring in the door is really what we're looking at doing for you. So our mission, I'll just go through kind of our mission statement, which goes through that. So our Proven Affiliate mission statement is the Proven Affiliate program is designed to empower gym owners, coaches, and athletes by fostering a strong community through challenging, purposeful, and progressive programming designed to unlock their full potential. So for me, what that stems from, and like what I'm trying to get through with kind of our mission statement, is we do believe in challenging individuals and getting them to kind of believe in the fact that they can do a little bit more and be coached on an everyday basis. And so we talk through the why, the stimulus, what we're trying to do, and really kind of building in buy-in from your coaching staff and from your environment, building better athletes, building better coaches. And so from a third party standpoint, us being able to provide programming for you, that gives you a lot more time, where our whole thought process is, how can we get your coaches to understand and create uniformity within your daily process of what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, coaching every single class. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the warm-ups have to be the same, but what it does mean is that the style and the flow of the class is really clear and concise from us down through you to your coaches, and then you can have an expectation that your coaches have an understanding of what they're doing on a daily basis. And you don't have to put all that time in to writing up the coaches' notes, to going through those things. And your coaches have the video briefs, they have the coaches' notes, they have a thoughtful, progressive program that your athletes and your coaches all believe in. I really think getting the coaches, who are the really like your front soldiers, to believe in the programming is kind of like the key to getting athletes in the door, because if they're believing in the programming, they're going to be excited about coaching it, and bringing that excitement and that enthusiasm is really what we're all about. Luckily, we've opened up a gym here, and I get to see on a daily basis what really differentiates coaches, the good ones from the not so great ones. And for me, it's energy, enthusiasm, it's vibe, and it's understanding flow and structure within a class setting. And we do that with our programming, thinking about going through specific cycles, specific progressions on a daily, weekly basis. And we talk through it as a team. We have a Facebook group. We talk through it with other gym owners. And what we're trying to do is just really match what you guys need to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Because what we're really trying to do is differentiate ourselves in the marketplace, which is getting you more clients, keeping those clients in, is kind of one of our biggest things that we're trying to tackle. So our big thing that we talk about with programming and how programming can lead to culture is challenging athletes. So we don't shy away from the challenging movements, from going through high skill gymnastics movements, progressions. We really kind of lean into that and build out progressions and talk through what they should be on a day-to-day basis, so that coaches really have to lean into coaching and being there for their athletes and understanding the progressions. We also go through talking through different modifications based on the clientele that are in each and every class, and even adjusting that class to class depending who's in. If you have a group of, moms that come into a 9 a.m. class and we have ring muscle ups and snatches, we talk through what are the modifications, how do we tackle this, and what are maybe the progressions that we go through for that type of a class, versus maybe we have a 5:30 class. So I'm taking this from my own personal example of running a gym in a college town. And if you have a 5:30 or 6:30 class time, you have a bunch of college kids that are wanting to throw down, that all have these high skills, and how you tackle the progressions based on the fact that you have now a clientele that can do all these and are actually really aching for them. And we need to be able to develop coaches that can meet the 9 a.m. mom class with our 5:30 fire breathers who are really trying to go to the gym. And we don't want to water down our programming just to meet what we think is a need, but we need to develop coaches to understand that we actually can have a program that can meet both those, as long as the coach understands how to target those and progressively go through that. So really do think leading from the front, having your coaches believe in the program, jumping into class, doing class, you as a gym owner doing the same, cleaning up afterwards, really making sure that that's one of those things that's targeted. So we talk through that. We're going to have an an affiliate handbook that talks through these procedures and these standard operating procedures for coaches. So that's one of the things we're really leading into, is like, okay, how do we expect each coach to come into class for you guys? And what does that mean? So really having your coaches lead from example by jumping into class, cleaning up afterwards, having the structure on a day-to-day basis, and really creating strong solutions for each and every athlete that comes into your gym on a daily basis, and making sure that that hour across all your coaches looks the same. Now, I think that we want to make sure that programming is varied and the structure of the week is varied. We still do believe in that. Like, I'm not one of those people that puts in programming where you're seeing squat days on Monday, upper body pressing on Tuesday. You're going to see a varied structure coming from that kind of like OG principle, because if you have members that come in 2 to 3 times a week, always on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're not hitting what's on Tuesday, Thursday, you'll see that varied structure. So you'll see varied structure, but what we should have is consistency in coaching. And so that's one of the biggest things that we lean into with our video notes, our coaching, our progressions, and then what we're doing with our programming moving forward. So that's one of our biggest things that we're leaning into. And, you know, the biggest way that we can do this in terms of how to create consistency is that we want to optimize stimulus within every single class. So we have a stimulus that's written out there for every single day that you come into the gym. We have a primary objective, secondary objective, specific RP of what we're trying to do. And within those domains, we can structure the hour for each and every person that comes into your gym. So we're really looking for the member experience, right? Say their name, kind of go after that. Looking at time management, I would say that a lot of gym owners have said that there is a lot that we do and expect in an hour, but that comes from quality coaching and understanding the flow and structure of how we do it. If you look at longevity of life, if you look at performance, if you look at anything, grip strength and leg strength is probably actually like top there for longevity of life. And I like to tell that to all of our gym members that are maybe afraid of putting in more strength. We definitely believe in putting in specific strength work with specific progressions that really do lead into the workout of the day and a conditioning effort, and flowing that in with certain days where we have longer conditioning efforts, chipper style conditioning efforts, and making sure that there's flow week to week. And we are hitting time domains from a very sprinty style workout to a very long style workout, hitting days where we have strength, hitting days where we have specific skill progressions like ring muscle ups, handstand walks, things like that, with scaling and modifications that are needed for each and every individual. That's always like the caveat, is we always want to know that we can coach a class with a wide range of abilities, but we don't want to shy away from those, because those are what keep people coming back in. When you see someone hit a PR, when you see someone get a wall walk for the first time or kick up into a handstand, like there are people that think that they can never get inverted. I've seen a 75-year-old woman get a rope climb, you know, in class and just be celebrated by her entire class. Those are the things that creates the community and the culture. And that's why programming matters so much, because if you don't program the things in a thoughtful, methodical way and have your coaches believe in it, you don't get those wins on an everyday basis, and people are just coming in for a sweat. What we want to do is we want to have people come in looking to be coached, looking to be challenged. And that's where programming gets the best results. And you'll see as athletes are getting more results, more skills, getting stronger, feeling better, that's what keeps them coming back in. And when they keep coming back in, that builds consistency. And then that's just going to create that kind of snowball effect that we're trying to get with our programming. So that's really kind of at the heart of everything that we're trying to do. And so with that, like our proven programming for you guys is really trying to take out all the guesswork. Like I put in hours upon hours, and if you needed to put those hours in for your gym and take it away from all the other things that businesses need to do, like scheduling, payroll, making sure that the facilities are all running correctly, paying bills, doing those things, even having coach development time periods on the side. Like I think it's really great for a lot of our affiliates that take our coaches notes. We provide that 2 weeks out in advance, and they'll actually have a weekly meeting that goes over the programming and talks over any type of adjustments that they need, or talks over just specific progressions that we've put in. And then that's going to make them better on a daily basis so that they have the coaches that are available and able to coach. So those are the things that we're trying to do, is make sure that we put everything out there, and we get you, like, what I would say is I think that we're trying to provide a clear template and a program that is 95% of the way there, just based on specific limitations that you may have with equipment, as major modifications would be the only things that we'd see that are adjustment change. I'll give an example of that. We have down the road, Trivium has only certain dumbbells. So sometimes when we do dual dumbbell movements, they change it to a single dumbbell movement. So those certain changes might be needed. I talked to multiple gym owners that only have a few rowers, only have a few ski ergs. We do have a conversion chart for our machines and that. So we also do bring that in, and I write over a specific conversion for each and every day. So we do understand those limitations. And when we're thinking about programming, what I'm thinking about programming is for class sizes that can work up to 20 person classes basically is about it. As we've seen that as kind of like a big, top end, with the possibility, if you have good coaches and they've been understanding the programming, they can even go above and beyond that, just based on like clear little minor changes within that. So we're thinking, structuring the days and the programming and the modifications within that kind of realm to make sure that you guys are really well planned out and you don't have to do the extra work. We're trying to do all the extra work and put it all out there so that your coaches know what to do, your athletes feel like they're getting it what they need, and you guys know that like if you just put it out there, athletes will keep coming back in. That's
actually, let me jump in there real quick, Dwight, because Jody here has made a couple good questions and kind of statements in the chat. One that, can you see those?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing them.
So one of them I think is a really good one to talk about is our workouts tested in a class before posted with us. I think it's a good thing to talk about how the awesome thing about having a brick and mortar location now is that we've always built our affiliate workouts around what we test with our professional athletes. Obviously, there's a massive difference in who you're programming for there. But when we have somebody that is directly involved with programming just for affiliates, which Dwight is doing, but has the ability to see what our pro athletes are doing in real time, he's able to kind of change and work these workouts in a way that we've got level 3, we've got level 2, we've got level 1. So whether it's your first day in the gym or whether you're a games athlete, we can bring you a methodology that's going to help you improve no matter what level you're at. That's a really good question there, because I think a lot of programs, when it comes down to third-party affiliate programming, they've got the one thing they do really well. So maybe that's competitive programming. Or maybe if we're looking at, you said, for example, CAP, where it's just a very general program for people that may be learning CrossFit for the first time, we're able to kind of blend those things together in a really fun and unique way to where we can test them beforehand. You don't have to do any of the work of second guessing what might happen in your setting, because we've already done that for you, which is really awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say, like, just as an example, like Nick and Shane jumped into the class yesterday. I try to jump into every 9 a.m. class to get a feel and a flow of how the day and everything's feeling as well. When we say lead by example from the front in terms of a gym owner and as a coach, like we feel like it's the same way. Like I want to do the programming so I can feel it and see what you guys need. And I know that, at the same time, talking to athletes that are in the class, from a wide range, it's kind of nice. So that's what's nice about having the brick and mortar location, is that we're able to do that. And we try to do it on as many days as possible. Lindsay, why would an affiliate choose proven programming over CAP programming? So I think that's a great question. I've actually had a lot of people talk to it. For one, I mean, realistically, I think that it gets you more clients. And I'll say that based on the fact that I've actually had multiple people that have switched from CAP programming to proven programming. I even had my gym that I left went to CAP after I left, and then switched back to my programming after they'd had people leave their gym because they wanted to be challenged a little bit more and have a very thoughtful, progressive approach. So the difference that I would say that we provide that's different than CAP in a huge way is the fact that we really do believe in progressive varied programming versus just varied programming. So what you get with that is that you get tangible, real results on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and you'll see those results from week 1 to week 8 of every single cycle. So we do run cycles. And I will say, like, I provide percentages, but a lot of gyms you don't necessarily have to go off percentages. We also give what should feel like. So today ended with 3 reps at 82%. We say 3 reps at 82%, you should feel like you have another 3 to 4 in the tank. It should be technically heavy today that we're building up to. But by doing that and having this progressive load where we're over the course of a couple of weeks, you're starting to see athletes put more weight on the bar, but also feel healthy and able to do it consistently. They actually see the results. If it's just varied, people never know if they're getting better and they don't see those. So we'll do little tests, we'll run little things, and we constantly come back and let people see the results.
So yeah, there's another one here from Kim about 20-person class. Do you expect us to have 20 pieces of equipment? So I think a cool thing here as well is when you talk about that affiliate handbook that we will be launching as of Friday, right? So it's brand new March 1st. We've got a lot of cool things in there when it comes to like a machine conversion chart. Like a lot of people that may have, hey, I've got 5 echo bikes, I've got 5 rowers, and I've got 5 ski ergs. How does that measure up when it comes to having the same intended stimulus, but with different machinery, right? And Dwight's one of those guys where, I mean, I've seen him answering questions at 4 in the morning and then 9 p.m. at night. It's, you can always reach our team on those things when you do have those individual questions, which is something that I think differentiates us a lot when it comes to other programs, is the communication aspect. Like Dwight said, this program is going to get you 95% of the way there, but there will be that kind of aspect of you're going to have to change things individually for your gym. We're going to give you as many tools as we can, but we also want you to know that at the end of the day, if you need to talk to us, send us a message. We've got a great community. We've got hundreds of affiliates around the world that they've gone through the same things that you've gone through when it comes to equipment, when it comes to floor layout. And the more we can act as a community in our Facebook group and kind of in these app programs like Wodify, where you guys can talk to each other and talk about the issues you may have faced in the past, the more you can grow and the more that you're going to be on this program and feel like a community together.
Yeah, and I would say like just, bouncing off that, like we write the conversion charts down there, but when we're writing the programming and we're saying 20-person class, we are thinking, okay, what would we need to do if we needed to put people on a delayed clock, put people on, one of those things where they're doing kind of a waterfall style setup, and the programming is written to a way where I'm hoping for the majority that we're able to not necessarily have to modify based on limited equipment. So if we're putting in rowers, bikes, maybe even ski ergs, I put ski ergs out there because I've had people ask, and then I write, here's the option, because I know that less people have ski ergs, but if you don't put it in and you have the ski ergs, it kind of sucks too. So we have that, but it is written out on a weekly basis with a thoughtful way to be like, okay, how do we build in everything? And then also think about it, if you do have 20-person classes that come in and the modifications with that.
Cool. Can you share with them? Morgan has a good question on how far in advance programming is put in.
Yeah. So programming is put in. So I release our Google Doc as soon as I have that available. So I will send that out. So, I'm going to be having that finished up this like tomorrow for the week of the 11th. So that'll give you kind of a better idea. So I'll have programming up through the 17th, I guess, of March. So it's roughly about like 2.5 weeks out in advance. And then what I make sure of is that I put in everything into Wodify by Monday night so that it's available a full week ahead of time for all you affiliates that are on Wodify. So what that gives is I want to just give it to you as soon as you have it with our Google Doc. So you have that available, and then that allows you to kind of see, get an idea for it, and then that it's going to be inputted and available basically Tuesday morning. And this is considered Central Standard Time when I'm talking about this for that. So that then you can be looking at it and be like, okay, these are the adjustments that I'm thinking that I might have to make just based on certain equipment stuff. And I can do that on that day.
And I think to go back, there's a lot of people on this call, Dwight, obviously, that don't know much about our programming that we want to share about the Google Doc. Can you just kind of go into what that encompasses and what we offer there, more than just what they receive on their app?
Yeah, for sure. So, and also Ricardo, the daily videos, I'm trying to get ahead on that. We've had, it depends sometimes on our videographer for that. So we do have daily videos. This goes into the Google Doc. So I write the Google Doc. The Google Doc is a written up brief, very, structured brief in terms of a good, 2 to 3 paragraphs where we're looking at, okay, what is the structure of the week? What are we hitting? What are the strength pieces? What are the focal points for our conditioning pieces? And then a kind of block structure where it just gives like kind of like a little example of the day. And I know a lot of our gyms put it out there, and I don't like to say what the exact workout is. It just says triplet, toes to bar, wall ball, this, time domain, 10 to 15 minutes. So it doesn't say the exact workout. So a lot of gyms like to put it out there and just post that as like, this is the week, and they'll do that as their kind of thing. So I've written that out there so that people can see kind of like the overview of the style, the structure, the stimulus that you're seeing on a day-to-day basis, but not necessarily the exact workout. Then I go into the workouts where we have a Monday, there's a video brief tied in. There's also a written daily brief. There's a specific warm-up, and that can always be suggested. So I think that once our coaches have been with us for 2 to 3 months, they might start adjusting their warm-ups based on the classes, based on the people that come in. But it's a really well thoughtful prehab style warm-up that gets people activated and ready for the day. We talk over in the video briefs, primers that we'd want to see within each movement, the strength piece, what the specific cues, points of performance, extra instructions are. With that strength piece, we go into the workout, and that workout is well structured with a time domain, a time cap. We put in primary objective, secondary objective, RPE stimulus, and then a little workout strategy section that I write into that. We write in a specific recovery, and we understand that a lot of people don't necessarily hit that recovery exactly in class time, but we've actually had even gyms make little pictures of each movement and just been like, this is proven recovery number 8 or whatever. And we match kind of like our different structures, stretches and mobility based on what's on that day. And then we do write in, and it's always optional accessory. People will say, I never get to accessory. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to most of the time. We really kind of keep the meat and potatoes, but we do understand a lot of people like structural strength work and bodybuilding style movements and extra core stability. And so we write in optional accessory work on a daily basis. Sometimes, and I will say specifically on Sundays, we write in specific extra conditioning pieces that are like Tabatas and stuff like that for fire breathers, because a lot of our Sunday work ends up being carries and bodybuilding. So then we'll add in some kind of conditioning fast piece for Sunday. So we do program 7 days a week. And if you guys aren't open 7 days a week, it's kind of like an extra day for you to play with if you want to fill it in somewhere and kind of get that going. All right, so if that kind of makes sense. So we do that on a daily basis where we do that Monday through Sunday. And on each day we have competitor extra work, which is roughly 2 to 4 pieces that are specific extra targeted work for your competitor group. Or we've even had some people that just really want extra conditioning work. And so there is an extra monostructural conditioning piece, like a row specific piece, running track intervals, mixed machine intervals, echo progressions. And that's one of those things that a lot of times people can be like, hey, I want 30 minutes of cardio. Cool, add this onto your day. You're good. Some people are like, I want to build my squat up. They can add in the extra competitor work squat programming that adds in an extra day of frequency during the week. So we add that in for all your members. And what that does, when I'm saying it creates community and it builds culture, is that your coaches, maybe that are competitors, they actually see that extra work, and it's enough, honestly, to get to the next level. It's more than enough. And it can be modified and adjusted for each individual competitor or coach within your gym. And they'll see a good structure that will get them to the next level if they're looking to be a high level competitor.
Yeah. To that point, I would say as well, I know a lot of you as gym owners deal with the open gym athletes, right? Who maybe they have aspirations to compete at semifinals, or they want to go to the games, and they may be not great for the community, right? Maybe they're taking up a lot of space in your gym. Obviously, they're still paying a membership. So it's one of those tiptoed things that you kind of deal with. I know Dwight and I have dealt with this at previous affiliates, and it's been a real point of contention for a lot of people, to where we wanted to make sure that we can offer you enough programming for those types of people where they can do class, but then also hit those extra pieces where they're being integrated more into your community rather than just following their own program in the corner.
Okay, sorry. Jody asked, you said what programs are included with Wodify in proven travel at home competition? So I think we just answered that a little bit. I will say I write a travel at home version. So that goes into our programming, like our level system. I will say, I always talk through it. The levels, they're a guideline, right? It's a framework. It's not a clear cookie cutter thing of you're level 3, you're level 2, you're level 1, but we do write level 3, level 2. So level 3 would be considered what people think of as RX. We have a competitor version, which would be like an RX plus. We have a level 2, which would be kind of, people that are pretty fit, trying to make their way up to maybe that level 3. Level 1 is kind of your beginner that's just joined, that you have a good framework of, okay, this is a really good starting point for people. We do have a travel and hotel version for people that are on their travel and maybe all they have is a hotel gym and they're going to utilize less equipment as they get into it. And we have a Masters 55 plus that's based off of the needs and kind of adjustments that might be in there. So as an example, like if we've done a lot of pulling from the floor, there's adjustments generally on those days to do hang power cleans for a 55 plus individual to limit excessive load on the posterior chain. That might be too much, or if we have pistols in there, it's written as a different option to limit some excess stress on the knee. So we do that and create those versions to allow coaches to understand more scaling modifications and ways to adapt workouts for each person. All right. Any other questions or? No? All right.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you for a second.
No, you're good. I think there was one in the Q&A from earlier from Kim that says, in terms of retention, do you offer any resources for gyms local to Nashville who may be interested in proven programming, but are worried of members simply going to HQ if the programming is the same?
I think this is a good one because this is 4 weeks now, Dwight, that the gym has been open.
Yeah, exactly.
How many gyms do we have in Nashville already?
5, I think. So
yeah, we have 5 gyms that follow our affiliate programming already in Nashville, and it's a great question, right? Because it makes sense. We've obviously created this facility to where we want to build our own community and we start from scratch. So that means that sometimes some people may be leaving their gym to come join us. I think it's been really refreshing to see though, because all of these gyms that follow our programming have come over for our community sweat. They come over for a drop-in, but they also say at the end of the day, hey, I love my community and my affiliate. I won't be coming over here as a member, but I do love hanging out with you guys. And since the programming all lines up perfectly, I can jump right in with you, knowing that the day I get back at my gym, it's going to be lined up perfectly for what I did. So I think it gives a lot more when it comes to building that community, like I spoke about before, rather than members leaving for one gym or the other. At the end of the day, I think Dwight would agree with me on this. People are going to be at your gym because of the community that you build. Not so much the services that you offer or maybe the t-shirts that you sell, but it's going to be having a connection with the gym owner rather than the programming and the people that write it. Like, I think if you are giving them the tools that they need to get better and you're giving them people that they can grow older with and they can see good progress with, like you shouldn't ever have an issue with that. And those are the tools that we want to give you guys on this affiliate programming.
Cost of the affiliate programming is $150 a month. And that's in US dollars. I've had that question a few times. So mainly from our Australian affiliates. Perfect. A little link there.
Well, I think another cool thing is if you are somebody that is new to this chat, and we get probably 3 to 4 people a day that reach out wanting maybe samples for the programming, or they want to find out more in an in-depth way of talking to Dwight and setting up a phone call. It's a really great way to kind of hear what may work best for your gym rather than an open setting like this. We're going to go ahead and post our contact information here, Liz. I don't know what the best option is there, but if you have any questions at all, we would love to jump on a phone call. We'd love to send you over maybe 2 weeks of programming, see if it may be a good fit for you. And that's usually one of the best ways people kind of get integrated into our program.
Yeah, you can send your contact info in the chat, and then I'll also include it in the follow-up email for people.
I'm doing that right now.
Sweet. I think we also have a question in the Q&A from Joel, who says, do you have any adaptations for amputee athletes or wheelchair athletes?
So that's something that I will say, like, I've had a lot of people that have asked for different modifications across like a wide array of differences there. And I will say, generally, just based on the fact that I've worked with them in my gym and then also here in Nashville, that it's so specific to what the issues are with that individual that, like, I don't think I'm actually like amazed at them creating workouts that are supposed to be standardized across for like the CrossFit Games with that because it is such a challenge, and the difference working with them is so drastic, and you have to kind of play with it and really find what's best for your athlete. That I just don't think that I have the repertoire to really create a blanket for each individual adaptive athlete that would need that. Yeah.
Any other questions? You can also unmute if you're feeling brave.
Totally. See, yeah, I was just looking back to see if there's any more questions. I don't see any. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's if you guys do have more questions for us, like I said, just reach out at any time. We love talking about this stuff. This is one of our biggest initiatives for 2024 is really growing our affiliate track because we've found that there's such value here for a lot of people that yes, our individual tracks do very well, but it's one of those things where we see a lot of people just jumping on and off them to where the gym owners that we speak about, I think it's over a 90% retention rate with all of the people that we work with. It's very rare that we'll have a gym come onto our affiliate programming and then leave, which is just, it's a real credit to what Dwight does and kind of bringing our proven brand to the affiliate owner. And I think the value it's really there. If you haven't tried it, it's definitely worth it for sure.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming on and listening. It was really good talking.
Yeah. All right, that's all we have, everybody. Thanks for all those questions too. And thank you again to Nick and Dwight for joining me. Thanks to all of you for attending, participating, engaging with us. As always with these webinars, you'll get a recording sent to your email. Sometimes Zoom takes like up to 24 hours, so just keep your eye out for that. We'll also be posting this to YouTube, so we really highly encourage you to use this as a resource in your business. Maybe share it with some coaches who weren't able to hop on today. And to reiterate, if you aren't already subscribed to Proven, you can do so through the Wodify Workout Marketplace. A link will be sent to you to learn more in that follow-up email as well. So like I said, keep your eye out for that. But other than that, thanks for joining. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. So have a great rest of your Wednesday, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.